Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 3. We are learning unit 13. Its title is My Country. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is, or modify for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. And my dear students, today under the title of grammar, we are going to learn about present participle. Before this, in your unit 10, I have taught you about be, do, have, done as main verbs. I hope you remember. If not, you may watch this video lecture again, because this concept is linked with our today's SLO to recognize, articulate, and use forms of be, do, and have, and forms of common regular verbs base present participle forms. Okay, so regular verbs as base and present participle, and different forms of be, do, and have. Be, do, have we have already done, so our focus will be on this part of the SLO. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran, Surah Yusuf, verse 22, and when he, the Yusuf alayhi salam, reached maturity, we gave him judgment and knowledge, and thus we reward the doers of good. Yes, my dear students, what this beautiful verse is telling us? Because this beautiful verse is telling us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam with what? With judgment and knowledge. So Allah blessed him with these qualities. And now look at this verb. This is verb here, give and gave. So here we have use past form. Do you remember there are different form of verbs and where we use present of past form? Okay, then tell me, what is a main verb and what are be forms? We have discussed about these two concepts, so pause the video, answer these questions to your teacher, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you could remember, you could recall, the main verb is important verb. In a sentence, the one that typically shows the action or state of being of the subject. As I told you, like this statement itself, it tells us there can be more than one verb. So which verb will be main verb? Main verb is the one which is action, which shows the action, what is being done. So what are the rest of the verbs which are there? If there is any other verb which, other than main verb, that is called helping verb. And how do we use it? A little we have discussed before, so today we discuss further. What is a sentence structure? Subject, the one who does the verb. After that, object, the action, and the object is one who bears or receives the action. Okay, so how do we, according to this structure, Ali is a student, right? Now, Ali is subject of this sentence and is the verb. So verb does two things. One, it tells the state. Which tense is this? We are talking in present. This verb is telling us is. It means at this time. Is. Ali is a student. Ali and Amina are students. So once again, it's, so by finding the main verb, what do? We find its tense and as well as the state of the subject, right? So then we in previous lectures, we have already discussed about simple past forms. I hope you remember. And teachers, kindly, this for this activity, for this information, we have to stuck with regular form of verbs. So we will not talk about irregular. So how do we do, children? I hope you remember this is base form of verb which we use in simple present tense, either depending upon the subject. It can be look or looks. I hope you remember. Do you want me to recall? Okay. So if your subject is third person singular, means he, she, it, or name of a person, we add s or es with few verbs. For rest of all the subjects, we use base form of verb, right? And for simple past tense, we use past form. And how do we make it? By adding ed to this base verb. Remember, this we have discussed in detail. So what do? We add ed and it becomes the past form of that verb, right? Now I'm teaching you another form, which is present participle. What happens? We take the base form and we add ing. It becomes present participle for this verb. And where do we use it? We use it when we want to show an action which is in progress, means which has not yet completed, it is still going on, right? It is I look at sky. Okay, so this is simple, right? But I'm looking at you. So my action is still in process, still in progress. That's why I have used present participle by adding ing to base form of verb. Do you understand? So beta, this is a new thing, present participle. We are learning it for the first time. So one thing, how do we make a present participle? We add ing to base form. The way I told you, this is base form, so we add ing, it becomes present participle. This is base form, we add ing, it becomes present participle. And where do we use it? When we are talking about an action which is in progress, which has not yet completed, right? Okay, let's practice it. The other question I ask you, the be form. So what are be forms of verb? Is, am, are, we have discussed about it, remember? And was and were, right? Remember? Okay, so is, am, are present form, and was and were past form. How do we use it? She is short, I am a student. So this is the be form as main verb. Now, whenever, there are more examples, so let's discuss those parts. You are my sister, Amna was. So this is past form. It means the time when Amna was sad has gone. Remember, beta, we use past tense for something which has gone. All right. They were in the playground. So this is how we use be as main verb, right? In present tense or in past tense. So there is no other verb in this sentence other than this. Okay, there is another situation when we use helping verb. And what is helping verb? Helping verbs are verbs that are used in a verb phrase, means used with a second verb to show tense or form a question or a negation. So what happens? As I told you, the be form of verbs are is, am, are, was, were, right? And the examples which we discussed here are all where we are using be form as main verb. But when we are talking about an action which is in progress, we use be form of verbs as helping verb. How? Look at this example. This is given in your book. I am relaxing after my exam. Now let's see. This is the main verb and this ing showing that it is in progress. Still I'm relaxing. And this am is helping verb here. So whenever we'll use a participle form of verb, we'll add be form with it, either in present or in past. It means if we are using present participle form of verb, we have to use a be form as helping verb in that sentence. So in simple way, we can say, whenever you are talking or writing about an action which is in progress, you will add ing to base form of verb and you will add a be form as helping verb. Is, am, are, was, were. Are you clear? Okay, let's learn it further. No problem. You see? Whenever you will use ing form, means present participle form of verb, you will use be form is, am, are, was or were, not as main verb, as helping verb as we have used here. So how do we find it? I am relaxing. Relaxing is the main verb and this am is used because that action is still in progress. Are you clear? But are you getting it? Okay, let's practice it further. Look at this table that is in your book and we are going to practice it through an activity. Teacher will divide class in 2 teams. Okay, so teacher will write a base form of verb on board. One student from group 1 will use this verb in simple past form and the other student from group 2 will use this verb in present participle form. For example, teacher writes on board cook. One student from group 1 will come and use it as she cooked food. And you remember, teacher, I request you kindly, you will mention all the regular verbs. Okay, so because we are talking about regular verbs. The grade 3 is they are just in practicing it. So for past form, you will add ed to this verb and you will use it in a sentence. And for present participle, you will add ing to the verb and don't forget to use be form with it. She is cooking food or she was cooking food, both are correct. This is how you can make different sentences. So pause the video, enjoy the activity and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Now you have seen many verbs and you have used them in many sentences. Okay, so let's give you homework. You will use present participle. But I'm not giving you past participle, only present participles in your sentences. This is your homework. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. So what we have learned today, we learned to recognize, articulate, and use forms of be, do and have we have not discussed today. So only be and forms of common regular verb as base and present participle forms. Are we done with it? Yes. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.